Hello, I'm your Dairyguru Kuldeep Sharma, and this time we are going to discuss on how to decide about the animals for setting up a dairy farm in Indian context. So you have three options. You have cows, that is Desi cows or indigenous cows, you have buffaloes, and you have crossbred animals like Holstein Friesian or Jersey or HF, whatever you call it as. So let us look at five most important points while deciding on which animal to go for. All these three animals have got different context. So you have to set your context first in which you want to set up a dairy farm. Desi cows is more about tradition and believing in the therapeutic values of their milk. Buffaloes is more about taste preferences because in most part of the country, buffalo milk is preferred over Desi cow. Holstein Friesian or Jersey or crossbred animal farm is having a context of productivity or whatever you call it as high-tech dairy farm, then it has more to do with the crossbred animals. And you can implement technology and you can have a better managed farm. Now let us look at the second important point while selecting it over and above the context. It is what is the impact of profitability for each of these categories. Now when we look at, because your returns are based on how quickly you can convert a calf into a lactating animals and what kind of returns you can get on the milk, and thirdly what are the costs associated with each of these animals. So from that context, in case of buffalo, the rearing cost is least because most of the time, as the buffaloes have got a very long gestation period for converting a calf into a lactating buffalo, maybe around 4 years. So people prefer to keep on rotating their buffaloes. The second, in the Desi cow's case, the same period of converting a calf into a lactating animal is close to 2.5, maybe more than that, 3 years, around 3 years. So in that particular case, the period is more, but you have got better chances of getting some kind of value addition with the high value of their product. We have got very good indigenous cattle. So in that perspective, we can go for, if we get pure breeds, we can go for Desi cows. The cost of their maintenance is very low. They are resilient to most of the diseases. So in that particular case, maybe if you can charge premium, you can manage a Desi cow farm also. But if you really want a high-tech dairy farm where everything can be controlled on computers or mobile apps and those kind of things, and if you want high productivity, high production, in that particular case, you will have to go for crossbred animals. The third point arises from here is that there is a ongoing culling policy in India, which is controlled by the states. It's a state issue, and center though talks a lot about it, but they leave it up to state on regarding the policy related to culling of unproductive animal. So culling of buffaloes is easiest amongst the whole lot. So in that particular case, a slaughtering of buffalo is allowed. So that way, having a good rotation with buffalo farm is a good option. But you will have to weigh it against so many other factors, and I will recommend that you should go for a proper prefeasibility before entering into that. The third important point is that what about sources of animals? So the unfortunate part with Indian conditions is that we don't have good animal source having proper records in terms of buffaloes as well as in case of Desi cows. For Desi cows, there are certain sources because the availability of these animals is very much fragmented in villages and all that, or there are some, for Desi cows, some kind of mutts or some religious bodies who are keeping the pure breeds with them. But in general, the recording is not there. So you don't know. They can give you a pregnant cow, but that is not pregnant. They may give you a wrong date of pregnancy, and it leads to some level of confusion later. But in case of crossbred cow, now some formal bodies are coming, some good breeding farms are there, and I think the channel is much more professional than the other two. Though in case of buffaloes also we can say that it has been professionalized, but again we have got some sweet and sour kind of experiences by the people. And last point to be considered is what are the government formalities before purchasing the animals. So there is a whole lot of formalities which you require to complete. For example, you have to get your farm registered, you have to get a letter from the local authority that yes, you are purchasing these animals for farming purpose, milk production purpose, and not for anything else. And on the other side, your seller also has to get everything registered. And on the way, at all the toll, those health certificates and SDM and SP, police, all these agencies are involved. So don't take it lightly. So all these formality needs to be done, and it applies to all animals. It's not for crossbred animal, buffaloes or cows. So dear friend, next time when you have to set up a farm, look into these things before taking a final call. Thank you.